So we got an email back on a letter of intent.
Yep. Brett
And
Marrow.
yes. And he took the time to write, which is nice. You don't always get anything written back.
I appreciate it.
And he said, thank you for the letter of intent. Ownership has decided to move forward with the beauty tenant. Sorry, hopefully another opportunity will present itself. And you did the right thing. You wrote back to him and said, yeah, let us know. Now, at some point, a lot of times your inclination is to say, gee whiz, let's do something different. But that doesn't work. You know, we presented what is a real and very specific offer where we can do really, really well. Once you do that, once you go to the mattresses and you send something on paper, that's pretty much it. You can go up from there, but they have to be willing to negotiate. You can't just say, gee, what happened? A lot of people say, well, we sent the LOI, we never heard back. Okay, they don't want to do a deal.
Right.
Remind me what the beauty, what was that? Was that, did they want to move into the space, expand, or was it somebody different?
No, it's somebody different. He mentioned that on our call that they had another interested party. And to be honest with you, I thought it was just like every other call where they say that to try and, push up their...
It's a tactic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he did mention that they were in the beauty world. But what that meant as far as like a retailer or a salon or whatever, nail salon, we just didn't get any of those details.
Yeah.
But
let me say, I don't feel that way. It's funny because I guess maybe my reputation is different and also nobody can read my mind. But here's the thing. I'm happy to blather on about it. When someone tells me that they have another interested party, I believe them. I really do. And that's usually why my first inclination is to say, okay, especially when they say it's a laundromat. My first inclination is to say, all right, well, let us know when that falls through. Click, that's it. And if it is, in fact, a ruse or a tactic, there they are standing there holding nothing but their phone. It works. Now, when they said, well, we've got somebody in the beauty world, it almost sounds like if it was a nail salon or a mom and pop, he would have said that. I'll bet if they do move forward and we don't hear back, by the way, the right thing to do here is nothing. Write back and say thanks anyway. Because if in fact it is some deep tactic, they're waiting for us to say, oh, please, what can we do different or better? No. But I'll just bet you that it's a national chain.
Okay. That could be.
They know, I mean, these guys, no matter how big they are, when McDonald's calls, they get thrilled. They're excited because they know that these people are robots. They're machines. You're part of a huge team that doesn't really care. You get a paycheck. You're on salary, right? It's different when someone calls selling newspapers, and if they don't sell 100 newspapers today, they're not going to be able to pay their rent. Versus the guy that owns an entire media empire who doesn't really care how many newspapers he sells. He knows that he'll always do well no matter what. Salary versus being hungry. And I don't know if that analogy hits home, but there we are.
Well,
so what do you do? That's the most important thing. You keep an eye on that store and see what changes. Maybe a banner goes up and says, I don't know, I don't want to pick on a national chain. Supercuts coming soon, Sally's Beauty Supply. There are places that are national chains, and without looking it up, that's great because they're going to be willing to pay probably more than we did. That's what they're looking at. But I know I did my best. I know that we were very professional. I know that he understands where we're coming from and what we can do and what's realistic for a laundromat. And yet again, we see that infrastructure go away. It happens.
Okay.
On to the next, as they say. You found one in Gardenia, and is this the real Dr. Kevorkian? What's going on?
Well, I don't think it's the same Dr. Kevorkian that is. I think he's gone. He's no longer on this earth. But this one is
what was
another.
Kevorkian's first name?
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack Kevorkian, something like that. So this is a Victor. Yeah.
Without Googling it, I I don't know either. But you put Dr. Kevorkian, and I'm like, is that the real guy? Okay.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to.
No. This guy's a pediatrician, so he's on maybe the other side, bringing lives into the world.
I'm way ahead of you. Already humorous. Okay.
And he does have a clinic directly next to this center. So this is like an entire block of different 10 different storefronts, and then there's a clinic. And so it would appear as if he owns both of those buildings, the building for the clinic and for the center.
Bro, are they only doing like wash, dry, fold in here? The place is packed with laundry.
Yeah, and that's what I suspect, because there's no way that anybody taking their laundry
get around in there
would want to get in there, right? But
there's like a Queen Anne chair with tufted red leather where the Queen of England stops by every now and then. Wow.
It's crazy. There was big furniture, big TV, everything's on top of the washers, can't even get to the dryers. But while I was scouting, I was approached by a guy who asked if I wanted alterations. And apparently he is subletting space inside the laundromat. And I asked him, I said, is this your laundromat? And he said, no, I just do the alterations at the front. And I said, well,
the alterations are in the front?
Yes, in the front.
Because I see your picture. It looks like you got in there. I was wondering how you got in the back. So it's probably depends, right? You can come in from both sides?
Correct. It has a storefront, like on the street, a door. But in this particular case, there are bars on the windows, and I simply was able to take a picture in between the bars. Okay. And that's what you're seeing with
the laundromat,
all the thread.
You were there. When was the laundromat is not open to the public?
According to the alteration guy, it is still open to the public, but I just don't see how.
Expert alterations, all kind. Professional wedding gowns. All right, that makes sense. Service. Shed and lettuce. Suede and leather. Shed and lettuce. And there's an open sign, but when you showed up, it was sealed up.
The front is all barred, the kind that slide closed. The doors in front were closed.
Scissor bars like in New York to keep the riffraff out.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But I walked around back where the parking lot is, and there was an open door, and that's where I stepped like 1 foot in, took a couple pictures, and turned around.
And so when you talk to the dude that runs the alterations, he said, I'm not affiliated with the laundry, not really, but yet he has an open door into said laundry. Did you bother to ask, hey, can I do my wash, or did you go any further at all?
Well, no, that's what I asked him. I said, so is it open to do laundry? I told him I was new to the area looking for a local laundromat.
Yeah.
And he said, yes. He said it was open for the laundry, the laundry.
Yet, in fact, it wasn't.
Well, nobody was in there doing laundry. In fact, even there was a woman watching TV. She wasn't even doing laundry. I didn't see any laundry being done in this place.
All right.
But there's you see clothes all over the place.
I'm hearing every word, but I'm wondering, could you actually walk into the laundry portion?
Yes, the door was open there, and I only walked in enough to take these pictures.
Okay. But wow, I mean, there's a hoarder running this place if it was open.
Exactly.
That's all kinds of hazard. Because I'm trying to key in on what I say to Dr. Kevorkian, and that's probably part of it. All right, is this number ring at his clinic?
Yes.
All right. I hope he gets on the phone, and I will avoid all the Dr. Death jokes. Here we go.
Okay.
He's heard them all.
Calling Dr. Kevorkian's office. If this is a life-threatening, please hang up and dial 911 or go directly to the nearest emergency room. For appointments or non-urgent calls, please call back during our regular office hours. If you are a physician or you need to page the doctor, please press 9 now to be transferred to our 24-hour exchange. Our regular office hours are Monday, Tuesday. This call may be monitored or
press
recorded
9.
for quality assurance and training
It's
purposes.
important.
Good afternoon, Dr. Kevorkian's Exchange. How may I help you?
Good afternoon, Danny D'Angelo. I'd like to send a message. I'm looking at some commercial real estate and speak to Victor. Thank you.
Of course. Okay.
Bye-bye.
I'll send this.
Good Lord. All right. I get it. That is a long way to get there. Let's see if he calls. Manchester.
Okay.
Made friends with drug dealers. Okay. Did you meet some drug dealers?
I did meet some drug dealers. They were quite nice. This is a former laundromat that appears to have been closed down for the last couple of years. It is for lease, and I found a leasing agent. The sign is up front. The front of the store is completely boarded, and most recently, the tenant in there was a marijuana dispensary.
You're being funny about the drug dealers. Okay.
No, I wasn't. So the marijuana dispensary moved to a different location. As I pull up to double check the address and look at the store, I get approached because
what better place to sell drugs?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So you see what these guys are doing, right? They've got a more independent
they are
dispensary.
Let me give you the line. The joke is they are freelance pharmacists.
I like it. So, but they were quite friendly. They told me a little bit about it. I was asked them if they knew if the plumbing and electrical were there, and they said, "Oh yeah, all that stuff is there." But
they were able to tell you what was in there.
They were able to tell me. They said, all the equipment's gone. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Damn.
So the ad for the space does say it was a former laundromat.
Okay. So your friendly neighborhood drug dealer, as they say. Good for you. Spidey sense tingling. And there is an ad that says former laundry. And it's 3,600 square feet, and they want $2.50 a square foot.
Plus triple net.
Plus triple net. Well, here's your LA BS. Here's typical, right? They don't want a laundry here. They really don't. But they're smart enough not to have completely ruined all the infrastructure as far as we know. Well, let's have some fun. We'll call him up and see what's what. I will do my level best to convince him. Here we go.
All right.
Jason speaking.
Jason, this is Danny D'Angelo, the Laundromat guy. How are you? How's it going?
Everything is good, man. How's everything with you?
Never felt better, never had more. I am calling, God bless you and yours. I'm calling on Manchester Avenue. Looks like there was a laundromat, then you had a marijuana dispensary, and now it's up for lease.
Yeah.
I don't know how many discussions you've had with potential operators, but the rate of rent you're asking here, it's kind of unsurvivable for a laundromat. I like the fact, I like that the infrastructure's there, but if you want to keep a laundry there, I'd love to throw my hat into the ring, but we can't survive with that kind of rent.
I know. Well, make an offer. That's all I can say.
I don't mind.
They don't really care if it's laundry or medical or retail. They don't care what comes there as long as someone can just make it.
No, I love that. I like the thought process. But I think you do care. You want to make sure you get the rent, whatever that agreed upon rent is. And I'll happily talk. I don't sell product, unlike a dispensary. That's a product everybody wants. And I don't. It's not really a service business either, where maybe a nail salon where you've got dozens of cousins in your family and they can all provide that service. For me, it's the equipment that I need to put in place. And so that debt service on a space this size, I spend about $150, $200 a square foot. And that's just washers and dryers. There's no way to change that. How big is it? What's the square footage? 3,500? 36?
33, 36. I think 36, yeah.
Okay. So this is $1 million without breaking a sweat on washers, dryers, refit, and retool. And the only reason I care is because, and I do care, is because the infrastructure is still there. Don't
put it there.
I assume you haven't blown up the gas, water, and electric. Look, I'll write you a letter of intent. I don't want to be ignored. Call me back, and maybe I'll end up talking to some of the powers that be and see if we can come meet somewhere close to the middle.
Okay,
I
you
got
have
your
my
email address.
email?
Yep. Thanks.
Perfect.
I can't talk to a guy that's that unprofessional with the kid on his lap. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I thought you did pretty well, all things considered. You got the kid screaming into the phone.
It sounded like the kid was on the call and he was in the background.
Yeah. So this broker agency is his dad, mom, and he's the son.
Okay.
So
Look,
it's pretty mom and pop.
Yeah, I don't mind at all that he's got a kid, but I'm just saying, it's an important call. Excuse yourself. He said they don't care. So they're the agents. They're not the landlords. They don't own the building. And it's funny because all we have are words. I'm not standing in front of him. I'm not wearing a nice dress and trying to entice him to do anything. I'm talking and he says, well, they don't care. Sure. But if they stick a laundromat operator in there at $2.50 plus triple nets, they will care real quick because they're going to fail. And we're not interested in failure, not at any price. You've done it before, dude. Send them an LOI, put it together, and I would make the only difference, offer them $20 a square foot. Offer them just under $2 because that's survivable and reasonable. And I would change the note, the tagline, and I'd say, hey, we want to make a go of this. We're going to spend probably $700,000 on washers and dryers, but you need to let us know if there's any way we can meet somewhere on our side of this, not in the middle. I hate the old standard negotiating terms. Meet in the middle, that's BS. Win-win. Somebody's got to lose. There's no win-win.
All right, $20.
The other one here is we sent an LOI in here for 15 and it expired. Well, we don't do anything on those if that's what you're asking. We wait for them to let us know what they want to do.
Okay. I like it.
I'll
write it up.
CC me in the second one and let me know, and I'll send it out. I'll let you know it's ready to send.
Okay,
Thanks,
I will.
Dude.
Thanks, Danny.
Later.
All right, have a good one.
Drugs for sale. Freelance pharmacies, one and all.